Hi, this is Kim Hallen with Unbridled, and this is episode 1 of a new video series that I am putting together to document the herd integration of a new horse named Relicario, or we call him Rayleigh for short, that was recently donated to the Unbridled program. And he's a 9-year-old Peruvian Pasifino, and he was donated because he has been deemed unsuitable and unsafe for riding. After a number of trials and different homes and mishaps, and I've been working with him and his latest owner for a number of months, and I've just fallen in love with him, and we both agree that he would make a wonderful addition to the Unbridled herd, and that he has many gifts that can be used for equine assisted learning and healing. The video clips you're going to see in this episode were all taken the first day that Rayleigh arrived at my farm. And I'd given him a number of hours to just sort of settle in, and he'd met the whole herd across the fence between two different pastures. And mostly he had been really good at using calming signals to just, lower the energy. He didn't do a lot of interacting over the fence when the whole herd was there. Mainly he stayed nearby and just started grazing and just tried to diffuse energies, which was fantastic. Now this is a little later in the day, and I put him in a paddock where he could meet Shoki over the fence, and they could have a chance to just interact one-on-one. And Shoki is my 30-year-old Arabian, and he is the elder in my herd and the longest standing member of the herd at this facility. He's been with me almost 20 years. So whenever a new horse is introduced, it is really, really important that Shoki accept the new horse, because if he doesn't, then it's going to be really hard for any of the other horses in the herd to have an opportunity to interact or for there to be peace in the herd. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through what's happening here in this footage. And here Shoki and Rayleigh are starting to interact over the fence, and you'll hear Shoki squealing, which is a signal of seniority in the herd. This isn't really aggression, it's just his way of saying, this is my herd, I've been here a long time, you're a newbie. And you can see that Rayleigh is pretty confident. He's staying at the fence there, but he's doing a really good job of letting Shoki know that he's not a threat. In fact, Rayleigh is offering a lot of calming signals to just kind of try to diffuse the energy. Lowering his head is a calming signal, and you'll watch that he does some licking and chewing. Here, he kind of turns away. See, every time that Shoki seems to bring up his energy a bit, Rayleigh will turn his head away, or like even just that, and give Shoki the opportunity to sort of initiate the interaction. They go back and forth, they're sniffing, they are smelling each other, and Rayleigh is really quite confident. He's being very respectful, but he's staying at the fence, and he's kind of letting Shoki take the lead. Now that head tossing you just saw, I'm coming to know is a little bit maybe of a sign of a bit of insecurity or unconfidence in Rayleigh. Here again, he's heating his kind of giving Shoki his space. Now there was a little bit of him pushing his head towards Shoki, but you see when he feels Shoki's giving a bit too much pressure, Rayleigh just makes some space for himself, gives himself a moment, and then he comes back. His tail swishing tells you he's, a little anxious and nervous about this interaction, but you saw him licking a little bit there. That's again a calming signal. Now he's taking a little walk, giving himself some space. He's just doing everything he can not to be threatening in any way. And here he's starting to take a drink. He's actually meeting my pig, and had wonderful body language with Bartholomew, that's the pig. And they met each other. And, the fact that Shoki was allowing all of this was a really good sign that Shoki felt like Rayleigh was using appropriate body language, was being appropriately respectful. Bartholomew the pig is part of Shoki's herd. So, and here it's really interesting the way that they're actually drinking together in the trough, and that was really a good sign that Shoki felt camaraderie enough to be able to do that. Now here he's really just testing Rayleigh. He's nipping him. He's kind of saying, how are you going to react to this? And Rayleigh is staying committed and saying, I'm here. I'd like to be part of the herd. You can nip at me. I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm still going to be respectful. And if Rayleigh felt like that was too pushy, he would have just moved away and made more space for himself. So this was a two-way interaction, and they were both voluntary participants. And I can't say that I understand exactly what all the nipping was about, but it was just them working through some things. And here Shoki's even trying to reach through the fence to say, I'd like to get closer. These were all really, really good signs from Shoki. He doesn't always accept new horses, especially new geldings, this easily. So I was really pleased with how this was going, and especially the fact that Shoki never turned around and turned his butt to kick or anything like that. Now here Marcus, the big gray gelding, who's the other newest member of the herd, comes over, and it's really, really wonderful that Shoki is letting Marcus be part of this interaction. And Rayleigh got a little nervous there, I think, when Shoki reached over, and now Shoki's talking to Marcus a little bit. And then watch Rayleigh, he moves his head away. He's looking a little insecure, and then he says, I think I'm going to go down here and hang out with Marcus, who he had met earlier. And Marcus, like I said, is the next newest member of the herd. And here, this is showing a lot of trust and vulnerability as Rayleigh is letting Marcus, sniff at his tail. Sniffing and getting to know one another's scents is how horses get to know each other. But at this point, and that is right there is a Flemin's response. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it's a response that horses give when they're getting to be introduced to a new scent or a new horse or a new situation even. But this was really a lovely interaction with all three of these geldings together, and I was really pleased with how this went. But Rayleigh seemed to identify really quickly, even earlier in the day, that Marcus was the next newest member of the herd and might be a potential ally and friend. So I noticed as time went on, you'll see in the footage later that Rayleigh sought comfort with Marcus quite a bit. So this is the footage for today, and I'm really looking forward to showing you more once the horses start to interact without a fence.